In this video, we'll talk about how to manifest abundance into your life. And when I talk about abundance, there's two main things that I want to talk about. The first is self-love, which is believing that you're worthy of living a beautiful life. And this opens yourself up to receive all of the universe's blessings that the universe wants to give you. And then there's the second piece, which is gratitude, which is being able to appreciate the good fortune that you have. Because we've all heard stories about people who have so much and yet they're dissatisfied with their life. So it's not enough just to have an abundance in your life, but you also have to recognize and appreciate the abundance that's there when it's there. And this goes hand in hand, so they both feed each other. So when you're grateful for everything that you appreciate and that's beautiful in your life, you automatically magnify it. You become more magnetic to more of those good feeling things. And that's because the world you're living in is all energy. So when you focus your attention on something, you're actually attracting more things that resonate at that same level of frequency. So if you're enjoying a beautiful sunset or you're appreciating some great relationships in your life, you're attuning your frequency to these good feeling emotions and states that these things that have manifested in your external world are giving you, and you're actually going to attract more good things into your life, even in other areas of your life. So when most people hear about the word abundance, they're always thinking about money, and money is an incredibly important piece, but we need to look at it holistically. So it's not enough just to have lots of money, because you can have a lot of money and not be happy, or you could have a lot of money and then still struggle in another area of your life that feels unsatisfying, such as relationships. So the important thing is to feel an abundance in all areas of your life, to open yourself up to attract that abundance, and then to be grateful and appreciative of when those things enter your life. Because the world you're living in is so incredibly beautiful in every single way. There's an endless amount for you to discover. The universe loves you unconditionally and wants to give you everything you want. And you wouldn't have a desire or a dream living in your heart unless you were capable of manifesting it. So that big desire or dream that's inside of you was actually implanted within you for a reason, because you have all of the abilities and the luck and good fortune to manifest it. Otherwise, your heart wouldn't desire it so badly. So instead of thinking of the dream living in with your heart as some far-off fantasy that won't come true, look at it as your North Star. It's actually your blueprint or instructions you were given when you were born into this incarnation in this life. And that's why you want it so badly, and you can't give up on it. You have to pursue it. And when you pursue your heart's one true path, the whole world will conspire in your favor. So there's that famous quote from The Alchemist, I'm sure you've heard. And the idea is that the universe you live in and the world you live in is alive, and it can actually shift and transform in ways that our mind can't consciously understand. But we have to take the first step by courageously pursuing the dream within our heart. So this leads me to the first topic of manifesting abundance, which is realizing, what does abundance mean for you? What does it look like? So for one person, their heart's dream may be to live in a mansion in Los Angeles, and they need tens of millions of dollars, and that could be true for them, and it could be aligned with their heart. But someone else may desire to live a quiet, peaceful life in the countryside that requires significantly less money. And that's why abundance has nothing to do with the amount of money that you manifest for yourself, but it is having enough to create the life that you dream of. And this is an important piece where you have to be honest with yourself about what it is that you truly want. So many people think that they want some incredibly expensive lifestyle that if they actually had it, it wouldn't satisfy them, and they would choose a different life once they've experienced it. And the reason why this happens so often is because unless we're consciously attuned to the frequency of our heart and our inner guidance, our soul, our true self, we're very easily influenced by other people telling us what we should want. So if you've grown up in a society that values certain things, you may unconsciously believe that that's what you truly want, when really you don't actually want that. You've just been told to want that ever since you were a child, through television and school and other people you've met. And the truth is, what your heart wants may actually surprise you. And that's why when you're going to manifest an incredible life filled with abundance in every area, you want to start with getting clear on what it is that life actually looks and feels like. And this part can be done in so many ways. It's unique to each individual, but for most people, meditation and time in nature as well as journaling are great ways to get clear on this. And another practice that I can highly recommend if you feel called to it is breath work. So anything that gets you to focus your gaze inward and to attune to your inner voice instead of looking to people outside of you for truth is going to help you here. So hopefully when you're watching this video and you're hearing these words, it doesn't feel like I'm telling you what to do, but instead I'm just offering invitations, and it's up to you to decide what you feel called or inspired to do based on what you hear. So the best any teacher can do, whether it's through a book, a video, or any other source of information, is just reflect back the beauty and the truth that already lives within you. So if these words resonate with you, it's just because they're mirroring back the beauty of your own soul that lives within you that you're now being invited to tap into, because you wouldn't have manifested these words unless you were ready to hear this. So get clear on what it is that you want and take as much time as you need to get clear, because you could spend your whole life pursuing something you don't actually want, and you can very well get it through sheer willpower, but that's such a waste of a beautiful life when you could have just become clear on what you want, and then the way down that path of getting everything your heart truly desires would be so much more fun, easy, and something that would get you excited to wake up every morning. So just know that a beautiful life is not only possible for you, but it's actually designed for you. The universe had a path for you the moment you were born into this world. That's your highest potential path. And if you keep attuning to your heart, then you'll know what next step to take on that path. And as you venture further and further down that path, you'll realize how the world we're living in right now is the manifestation of heaven on earth. And the universe has always been here to invite you to go down this path that you were born to walk. So I know we haven't talked so much about abundance or money yet, but hopefully you can see how it's all connected. Because the reason why you have such a strong desire to manifest more money is you associate having more money with being able to live the life your heart dreams of. Because if you were truly living a life that you loved and it was aligned with your truth and your soul, then that would mean you already have enough money to live that way. And when you're living that way, you don't desire more money because you're already manifested everything you need to be happy. So when you're struggling with finances, it can feel like more money will make all the problems go away. But trust yourself and that inner calling back to who you truly are, and know that the money is not gonna all of a sudden make you clear on what you want. But when you become clear on what you want, the money will come and follow, because the outer external world mirrors what's occurring within you. So the moment you get really, really clear about what your heart's calling is, you will suddenly feel inspired to do actions that then create opportunities that bring more money into your life. So if you just constantly chase more money, thinking that more money is the answer, it'll always seem to elude you. It'll always run away from you just as fast as you're able to chase it. But if you sit within and become clear on what it is your heart most desires to do, you'll recognize and realize that what your heart most desires to do is offer value in a way that the world needs and will gladly pay you for in some form. And that's because your highest calling, your purpose, your heart's dream life isn't just for you, it's also for the world. And this means that you shouldn't pursue it just to make the world happy, but you should pursue it because it makes you happy, and know that you're meant to do something that makes you happy, and that's actually gonna generate all of the abundance you're looking for in all areas of life. So when you're aligned with that inner calling and what you really know you're here on earth to do, every other area of your life will fall into place so beautifully. And you'll realize that the money that you may have been chasing so desperately for so long was actually so abundant that you can't believe that you ever once struggled with it. And it was all about coming into alignment with what you're here on earth to do and who you are. Because when you're aligned with your true self, all you have to do is show up and the beauty will naturally come through you. It's just like a flower when it blooms. It doesn't try to be beautiful, it just is. And that's your natural state. And sometimes we have false narratives and stories and beliefs that we just cover up our beauty with. And we try to be what society wants us to be, or try to be who we think we need to be to survive and make income. But the problem is when we hide the light within, then it actually is counterintuitive. We think the world needs us to be this way. That's not who we truly are. And by withholding who we truly are, we actually create our own suffering needlessly. And we can be cutting ourselves off from opportunities to attract and manifest more wealth into our life, thinking that we're doing what needs to be done just to survive in this world if we have some of these old beliefs. So don't worry if some of that seemed a little bit complicated or just unnecessary. If it spoke to you, it spoke to you. If it didn't, it didn't. But the key message here is to become clear on what your dream life looks and what it feels like. And the most important thing is the feeling, because it's great to have a clear picture of what we think we want, but the truth is we want what the thing we think we want will make us feel. And if something else can give us that same feeling, that's even better. The universe may give you that instead, and that'll actually make your heart even happier. So I feel like that's it for this video. I know it's a relatively short video and I just threw a lot of ideas at you, but I want to come back to what the original topic was and remind you that money comes abundantly when we love ourselves and when we're grateful for all of the beauty that's already in our life. And by self-love, I mean becoming clear on who you are, what you want, and then having the courage to pursue that thing that you really desire. And then by gratitude, I mean appreciating all of the beauty the moment it enters your life, knowing that that will only magnify the blessings that are available to you. So I'm sending you so much love and blessings of abundance on your path, your journey, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.